Hi, I'm Dave and welcome back to BrenTeck IT Support. Today we're going to be having a look at how to purchase and set up, unbox and a review of the Ring Gen 2 doorbell. Now the reason why we're going to actually include how to purchase it as viewers have shown interest in that there's different ways of purchasing Amazon products, especially when it comes to the Echoes and the Fire Sticks. Now it gets a bit more complicated with the Ring doorbell. So we'll include the purchase step as well, because there's two ways. One, pre-configured if you've bought something from them in the past, and then it's plug and play when it gets to your house. Two, unconfigured, so you can give it away as a gift or if it's the first time you've bought one. These have that choice. This doesn't. However, we bought these on a Prime deal day as a combo package. So this should definitely be pre-configured, but we don't know about this. So we'll find that out together during the setup process. So I will show you how to set these up in a previous video, and you can see the links down below, and I'll try and pop a card up as well so that you know how to set those up if they're not pre-configured. But we'll get our phone and go through the ordering process together. So here we can see, I'll try and get up on the screen, that we've got the combo deal. Obviously prices change, don't make that a fixed price. And when you come down, you've got the link to my account button. Now that is where you get the choice. However, if we come back to just the doorbell by itself, and we come down, we can see that that option is now gone. So there will be some confusions on when you're ordering on how it's going to arrive, but that is the basic process on how to order it. And so that's how you can order it in the two different sections, which hopefully people find helpful, and that could speed up installs for a lot of people, especially if you find it difficult to remember your Wi-Fi password and things like that. Just set it up once. Brilliant idea. But let's now get on with the unboxing of the Ring doorbell. Very simple pull tab, as they always have on all their products. And it comes as a little pull-out kit, which is cute. And now we've got our little bundles. Obviously we've got the doorbell itself and some protective packaging that just doesn't pull off so well. And it's got a felted back, so you don't scratch any door frames or anything, but you'll probably be screwing this in. We've got a caution label at the bottom about what types of screws not to use. You've got to use their screws that they provide. In the box here, we have a very cute little Torx security bit. I do like that they provide the tools, especially when it's a specialist connection. You've got a micro USB charging cable to charge up the battery. There is some mounting hardware in the bottom, and this is where you've got your screws to go in the bottom to hold the battery in place, and wall plugs and screws to actually mount it to the door frame or wall. Now you've got tension stickers to show that you are recording. They've got them in different languages, I think. Yep, you've got a whole bunch of different languages all there, because some countries and regions require you to warn people when they enter your property that they're being recorded. Up to you if you do it or not. It can be seen as a deterrent because people will know that they're being recorded, but it also can just put people off because I don't want to be recorded, but they're coming to your private property, it doesn't matter. And then you've got instruction manuals, quick start guide and everything. Now this is an interesting thing I didn't know that they had the feature of. There's a mains wired version, or at least doorbell wiring system. So if you have a powered doorbell, on the back, you can actually wire it in to be permanently powered, whether it's via a battery bank or a transformer, because obviously it's a low voltage, it's not directly mains, but it can be permanently powered that way. And when it comes to charging it, if you're gonna just run it purely off batteries, you'd have to charge it in via there, plug it into USB, and then you can charge it. But as you've already got a powered doorbell, this might be compatible with our current setup. So that's actually a great advantage. I didn't realize that. On the instructions, they show that you remove the backing plate from the bottom. Found it's not too easy to do it that way, because if you try and pull it out from the bottom, which is what they're saying, nothing really happens. It seems really well stuck. I find it's much easier to go from the middle, and it just immediately pops off. So just the instructions say do it from there. It doesn't budge, but go from the middle section and it easily pops off. So I would do it that way. I don't know why they've told you to pull it from the bottom, but that's what they're showing. And then on the back, you've got your reset switch, on-off switch, and these are your power connectors. So we'll have a look at how to power that up that way, because that'll be how we want to do it. And you've got a QR code under here to scan in to register it to your account. All right. So the next step is to charge it up. I'm not going to charge it with this cable because I want to have a longer cable to have it on the table so we can have it all running at the same time. But when you've taken it off the door, you can just have that by your plug, and that's all good. But just remember that obviously being battery powered, it will have to be charged every so often, and you need to use the security bits down there to unscrew it, remove it, charge it up for an hour or two. It doesn't actually mention how long the charging is in the instructions, but just charge it up till it's full. And whilst it's charging, we're going to start installing the app and then come back to the installation. And we could also install this on the wall whilst we are waiting for it to charge. So if you can power it, I'd definitely recommend that version. Okay, when charging it for the first time, you just plug it in and you should get a ring of blue lights light up indicating how much charge it is. So once that's a full set of lights, you know you're fully charged. Well, we'll leave that to one side now whilst it's charging, and we'll start setting up the phone app. Now, in the instructions, they tell you to use the QR code scanner to scan the code. This one here is absolutely useless. That's just a demonstration. What you want is you want to go to the first page of your instruction, and just under my finger is your personal QR code for your doorbell. Now, it's also printed on the back of the doorbell as well, and that takes you to the setup for your doorbell, so don't share that with other people. So we will now go and get a QR code reader on our phone, and we can now scan the back of the doorbell, because that you can't lose. It takes you to the link. And you install their app. And then click open. And now, being that this is Ring, not exactly Amazon, we've now got to create an account. So we'll go through create account, type in our details. It knows our country. And we'll put in our, keeping in our details, type in a password, and you confirm your password, and then you create account. And that's now been verified. And save the password so you don't forget it. And we've now got to check our emails. Come to your verification email, click verify. You have to accept all their information and click log in. Enter your details and then log in. Got to verify again. Go to our email and get a verification password. Agree and continue. Enter for the link to the account. So we've now created that account and linked the two together. Now we've got to get the code from the password. Click continue. 944 and verify. Confirm your address. Add a Ring product. Doorbell. While using the app. And now we scan the code on the back of our doorbell. Yeah, while using the app. Connect to location. Continue. It's a house. Continue. It's found our address. So we can now use this address. Does seem to be a long process, but each step is required. Save location. This definitely doesn't come pre-configured out of the box, even though it was bought as the pair. So be prepared for this. It's the only way. Obviously, that's why they're not offering that as an option when you buy the doorbell separately. Okay, I've had to do this several times, so apologies if there's a bit of a funny in the edits here. But when lining up for your QR code, you've got to make sure not only does it detect it, you've got it perfectly lined up. I don't like the auto detection on this QR code. So we'll come back to here, or continue from here. So once you're here, click on doorbells. You'll have to very accurately line up your camera to get this. Try again. Click continue. And it's now found it. Right. Now, I've pressed the button at the back, which has caused the lights to go white and spin around. So hopefully that's in pairing mode. That's completely not mentioned in the instructions about pressing that button at this stage. So we'll just have to see. Now they're telling you about using these screws for connecting it all together. So you click OK. You found the security screws, OK. And it's the front door. Now we need to enter our Wi-Fi details. So click continue. And here we go on about now getting the lights to spin. So I'll press it again just to make sure. And so that should now be in pairing mode. So light is spinning white. When prompted to connect to the Ring Wi-Fi. Okay. So now coming to our Wi-Fi settings, we'll come to its local Wi-Fi hotspot. Then we'll come to the phone setup process. Then we come back to our Wi-Fi.
Now connected to the Ring app.
Now they don't mention if it's 5G or 2G enabled. I'm going to put it to our bonded connection, which is 5G and 2G, but we might find that doesn't work. So we may have to come back and retry. If you want to make sure, put it to a 2G connection. A, the signal will be stronger, and B, it's more compatible, but you might find that on the bonded network, it can be a bit temperamental. I'm going to try it though. Continue.
Connecting to Wi-Fi. Just a moment. Setup successful.
Okay. And now it gives us a little bit of a walkthrough.
Now installing an update. This may take several minutes.
At least they tell us that. That's nice. And whilst that's updating, we'll carry on with the app. Hopefully we can go through a little bit more of this. It might just be a tutorial. Just say okay to that one. And we've got success. So that's obviously the end of the tutorial. Click continue. A few steps left to go. Follow along to get familiar with it. So now we're into the tutorial. And we can go through. and this is good. They're going to show us how we can do it. I'm going to look at the wired version because I'm definitely going to be wanting to try that. I've got a separate power switch for mine, so yes, obviously if you are going to play around mains, do turn things off. Now here they're showing they've got a little dinky spirit level. That's not in our kit as far as I can see. Continue. It is quite a nice set of walk-through steps. Okay. So far it doesn't look like there's any positive or negative polarity that we need to worry about. Doesn't tell you anything about the power settings, so I'm going to have to double check to see in here if our current setup will power it, because I don't want to overload it or underload it. It should be absolutely fine, but I do need to double check on this. And now they're talking about sharing the device. That's nice. So that's easy to invite other family members to use it. Now we don't have any existing chimes. We're hoping that the speakers and smart displays will be able to do that. So we'll skip that one. So obviously we've got to do this when it's installed. Right. Didn't give any audio indication about that being ready. But it's now gone blue, so assuming that firmware has been updated. So what we'll do is I'll go off camera now and start doing the wire install and this, and I'll show you the step-by-step process of that, and we'll come back to the app when that is finished. Okay, before we do any work with the electrics, make sure we turn off our doorbell, and we're unplugging it. We know that's the right lead, because if you trace the lead round, it comes to our doorbell, transformer, and then goes outside. Now, this one's been installed for different outputs, so we're going to check to make sure how this one is set first, and then we're going to use our multimeter to probe it. But obviously to probe it we're going to have this live, so I'm not going to show you how to do that because I'm not going to do a video on how to deal with live electricity. If you're unsure on how to do that, get a professional electrician to do this for you. Now our one also has a resistor, an inline line resistor, as our previous doorbell needed that. We're going to leave it in for now because I think that's absolutely fine. This is outputting perfectly within the range of what to expect for the Ring Doorbell, as it takes between 8 and 24 volts, and the maximum this can output is 12 volts, so we should be spot in the middle. Okay, we've recovered the power supply for the doorbell and left it unplugged and turned off. We can tell because it's powered off here, and we deliberately double checked, turned it off and pulled the plug out, so it's electrically safe. We can now remove our old one. Hopefully we've got enough room here to mount our new one because it's a longer one. I may have to make a new mounting bracket, I hope not. So just put off the old one. Obviously when this is off, give it a good clean up. I'll undo these screws. It doesn't matter which way around, the polarity doesn't matter. And then we will take this off and mount our new doorbell to it. As the screws aren't self-tapping, you will have to pilot hole drill them. So again, you line up your template, make sure it's square. You can use a spirit level if you have one that will fit. I know I've got my backing plate square, so I'm just going to go off that. I'm going to use a chalk marker, but you could use a pencil, but the chalk markers are absolutely wonderful. Put them in the holes, squirt, 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 take it off, and now you can drill. I'm using the smallest drill bit I've got. Obviously, either use a wood bit if you're going into something soft, or if you're going into masonry, use a masonry drill bit. and ideally an SDS drill as well. So I'll put links for those tools down in the description. Once you've done that, you can bring back your mounting template, mounting bracket, line it up, and then easily screw into the holes. Don't over tighten anything because it is just a plastic bracket. Yep, that's nice and firm. And the reason why mine looks a bit gummy is because I put silicone sealant around it, because I've just got bits of blocks of wood, so I want to try and seal that as well. Now we can get our doorbell and wire it in. If you're not going to wire it in, obviously don't do the wiring part, just clip it on and then screw it in. Okay, we've now got our doorbell, electrician screwdriver, the ring installer screw bit, and packet B. So we're going to want to back the screws off at the back and take our wires from here. It doesn't matter which way around they are, but make a little hook for the wire to go around the screw. And always make sure when you put that hook on, you put it so the leg is here and the curve goes around. That way, as you tighten the screw up, it actually pulls it in rather than pushes it out. Just gently snug it up. You don't need to over tighten them, but just tight enough that it will grip and hold the cable. Okay, and now we just from the top down push it into place, get packet B, and they've given you 3 screws just in case you lose one of the 2. So that's nice of them to give a spare screw. And underneath, you'll need to look for the hidden holes and screw them in. Again, don't over tighten them, but get them tight enough that they will not be loose. Then snug both up. Now we're going to turn the power on and see it light up again. So hopefully we should see it light. It hasn't. Yep, we have a white light around there. It's very dark. It's a dim white light there, but we do have a light on. So we'll come back to our app, and now we'll go for optimize motion. They've enabled advanced motion detection, so we'll click continue. Then you can set your smart notifications, so we'll enable that. So we'll accept. So we want persons detected. We don't need mention of other motions, so we'll leave it as that. Continue. You can set the sensitivity. We'll leave it in the middle. Click continue. It will say regularly, that would be fine. You can adjust this to how you want it to run. Click continue. And a customize motion zone. So we want any motion. So we'll just have the motion zone. Actually, can I put another tab in? Again, customize this to how you would want it to fit. We'll just have it for now. And we'll say done. You can have 3 motion zones. Don't know why you'd want that, but something to play around with later. We're going to leave it just with the default one for now and click continue. Okay, that's saved that. So you can now go continue. Privacy for audio. So we can review features now. No, we don't want to block any recording areas. We want to record everything. So we'll click continue. We want to enable audio. So it can record that as well. And then they say put your stickers in. So just click continue to that, continue again, and then I am done. And so now, hopefully we can press the doorbell. Very nice quick response from the phone. I like that. I'll have a look at the settings quickly. Device settings. Hopefully you'll be able to see if it's charging. You can click live view. That seems to be nice and quick. Can't hear any sound from there. Okay, do you have that? Hello, 1, 2. While using app. Of course, we're going to get feedback. But you get the point, it does work quite well. It's nice and quick. We'll end the live view. Well, we'll go back inside and then we'll tell you how we feel about it after playing with the settings and customizing it a bit more. And give you our view on how we feel it goes. So far, I like it. The setup was a bit pernickety, I think. I think they could have got that recognition of the QR codes better, but it's done and it looks good, and hopefully the charging is correct. I may need to adjust the power out of the transformer, but I can do that later. Okay, we've managed to have a bit of a play with the Ring Video Doorbell app on our phones, and you can share it with other people, but there is also a monthly fee for their BrenTeck subscription, which is a bit of a shame. I'd like things like that to be at least partly included in the purchase price, but you can still get instant notifications and live view and talk, two-way talk with the doorbell, which is great, because with our old Sky Bell there can be delays and sometimes it was quite severe. I don't know why that was so slow at responding sometimes. Sometimes it was instant, sometimes it was perfect. Sometimes the person would go away, the doorbell would then ring, or your phone would get notified, or your home assistant would ping. But the Ring, instant. What we'll do is we'll set up the Alexa in our next video and then cut back to this video where we show how to get this to work as a doorbell. So if you want to see the setup video for this one, just click on the tab in the corner or the link in the description, and then you'll be able to watch this as well once that's uploaded. But we'll continue with this video for now. The accounts do seem to be very responsive. I do like the button push and the motion detection. They come through on the phone very quickly. The charging time is about 5 to 10 hours, they say, via USB charging. With our current mains wired doorbell charger, it looks like it is a long, slow charge. I don't know if it's because you've got that resistor in line, maybe I need to take that out, but it was only doing a small amount of resistance, so that shouldn't be it. I've checked the voltages, they're all within spec, so maybe it's just a bit of patience. Also, if you look at the health status in the app of your doorbell, that doesn't update very regularly. I think it might actually update only when the doorbell's been pressed or when there's a power cut, if it's on mains. So you don't get an instant feedback of the health, which is a bit of a shame. I'd like a way to ping, request, I want a status update. That'd be nice to see. I can't see why they don't do that. But I'll show you how to activate it on a second device. So we'll get our phone. You should be able to see the screen up there. And we've got our Ring notification for an account. And so I can create my own account. And then you go through the setup on this one as well. Or if it's a family, you could just use the one account and share it. I can't see any harm in doing that. And continue. And click create account. And it's going to be exactly the same as your primary account. So you need to verify the email address. And so we come to our verification email. And you can click verify now. And then you can go to your dashboard. It's nice that they are forcing two-step verification on you, I guess, because It does increase security somewhat. Also, it is compatible with Home Assistant as well, and you can set it up. It's really, really simple. It's not even worth a video on that one. It's literally, if you're using Home Assistant, you know how to go in, enter username, password, then it does a two-step verification. It's on your dashboard. Doesn't automatically copy the code, which is a bit of a shame. Verify code. Yeah, then you've got a link account. So this is where they're talking about having to purchase a subscription, which I don't like. So I'm going to close that for now. That should now be in. Once you've finished creating your account, you want to come back to your first email with the invite. And instead of clicking create account, you now want to manage the request. So we click on there, and obviously have to download the app on your phone as well. But that's how you would share your accounts. And we can see that we've now got our request, which will expire in 7 days. So if you do leave it too long, you'll have to run through that process again of sending the I want to share this with you email. So we'll go manage. We'll now log in, continue, and we'll accept. So that should now allow us to download the app as you would do normally. So we'll jump into the Ring app now. And we can now see that our address is there, and it's now on our other phone. Of course, if you are just partners and you family and you just have a general account for the whole family, just install the account on everyone's phone. But if you want to have a bit more separated and a bit more private and secure, then you do it with the sharing of it. But then you may need to have that subscription service. Okay, to set it up so that when someone presses the doorbell button, it will make your Amazon Echo devices activate. Now you can choose which ones to activate. You don't have to have them all do it. It could be this nice cute little speaker display, or it could be just the speaker itself. If you had the non-display versions, you can do both. If you want it to answer on this one, you would say, Alexa, answer front door. And
There's no incoming call.
And then it will answer. Whereas if it's just the speaker version, it will be Alexa, talk to front door. And then it will answer the front door, and you can have two-way communication. And at the end of your conversation, you then just say, Alexa, hang up. So really nice and simple, and you can do it on,
active call.
or you can do it on any of your Lady A devices. But we'll get on with the setup now. First thing you need to do is get your phone and come to Lady A's app, and then would come to more, skills and games. Now we need to look for the Ring skill. Select it. Enable to use. Enable and link account. Type in the Ring account details. I'll try that one. And then you put in the Ring details. Sign in. And then you authorize it. And now we can see that it's connected. So now click close. And now we can discover the devices. Come to the settings. That's all linked. That is brilliant. Manage smart home devices. So that brings us back to here. All devices. Now we should find our doorbell. Sky bell, that's unplugged. We've taken that away now. It's coming up as front door, not doorbell or ring. So that's why I've just skipped that. So you find the front door, because that's what it was called. And you can choose what type of announcements you have, motion and doorbell announcements. You can choose the sound. So we'll just leave it at that for now, but you can play around with those later. Now you should also select which devices you want it to announce on. Now you won't necessarily want it to do it on your Fire Sticks because you don't want to be disturbed whilst watching a program potentially, so you can take that off. But you would say, well, we want it on this one, we'll take it off of some of these ones. I think that will do. But you can adjust that to what you want, and so therefore it doesn't go around the whole house all at once, which makes life a little bit better. And once you've done that, you can then just come back, and now we'll go and ring the doorbell and see how it works. Hello? I can hear you. Hope you can see me. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Alexa, hang up.
Right, well there we have it. We've got our Ring doorbell working with our show speaker. Now, the small show speaker, I think that's quite cute. For the bedside or in a smaller room, the sound quality is actually really quite good. I'm quite impressed by it. If you do want to get yourself a show speaker or a Ring, or both if it's still on a deal, check out down in the description below. And also please subscribe. We're really growing. We're so close to our 1K count. And when you get to the 1K count, then hopefully we actually start making some money out of this, and this could start becoming a real job for us. Let us know how you do get along with these things. The comments are really, really appreciated. We love hearing about what you're doing. If you have any problems, just drop us a comment and we'll get back to you. We try to answer all comments in a reasonable time, but much, much faster response. Really, really am enjoying this. And with the voice answering and hang up on this, or a standard speaker, that's really helpful. So, good set of kit. Hopefully a lot of the functionality of this can work without the subscription. We'll have to let you know as we use it more. It's already come in handy because after I set this up, whilst I was saving some of the videos, we had a delivery. This is really great. The Amazon delivery guy dropped the parcels off, rang the doorbell, did knock us as well, immediately got the van, and literally I was able to open the door and say thank you. That parcel was password protected, so it couldn't be handed to anyone or lost. So this is really, really helping us. Already that has been great because the response of it was spot on. Whereas our old doorbell from the Sky Bell would hang and wait, and by the time it actually did ring, that had gone anyway. So not great. But this, loving it. Just let's see what's happening with that subscription service, because I don't mind if it's not a lot that you get for free, but certainly you'd want to have at least a day's worth of interaction that the doorbell's done. We'll see. Hopefully they're being reasonable with that. But really, really enjoying it. Well, if you did find the video helpful and interesting, do give it a good thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Always, always subscribe and share. So, thanks very much, guys. Hope to see you again soon. As always, take care. Bye for now.